In today's video, we are going to be talking about what happens precisely to you when you consume too much caffeine too late into the day and into the night. But first, my name's Danny Wilson. I help frustrated guys dramatically increase their daily energy, drive, and focus. I help them reignite the fire in their belly so that they can live a much more energized and incredibly leaner life. If it's the first time you're watching me on YouTube, do me a favor. I want you to do three things. Number one, I want you to hit the subscribe button. Number two, I want you to give me a little like. And number three, if you really care about what I'm saying, if it resonates with you, hit the bell button. That means that whenever I put a new piece of content out, you are going to be one of the first people that gets notified and you won't miss a thing. And you'll be doing me a massive favor. So thanks. Let's get into it. Before we get started, I feel I must warn you, I feel I must make you aware that there are going to be times in this video when you feel a little bit triggered, when you feel like, shit, Danny's actually talking to me there. If that's so, that is all the more reason for you to take heed and listen to what I say. Not only listen to what I say, reflect on it and then take action, because I'm going to be telling you exactly what happens when you consume caffeine too late into the day. Now, you will be forgiven for thinking that I am anti-caffeine. That's absolutely not the case. I enjoy a cup of coffee. In fact, I used to enjoy a cup of coffee so much that I used to probably have 8 or 9 coffees every single day. 8 or 9 coffees every day. Just let that sink in. And here's the thing. You're probably kind of watching this thinking, oh, I probably have that much coffee. If you are one of those many people who profess, who shout from the rooftops that caffeine has no effect on you, Danny, I can have a cup of coffee and then go straight to sleep. I have terrible news for you. Awful news. Yes, subjectively, you probably do think that you fall asleep and stay asleep and everything is hunky-dory, everything is rosy. I couldn't be further from the truth. Number one, caffeine is a stimulant. The reason that the majority of people use caffeine is to stay awake. Why would you think, if we were going to be rational about this, why would you think that you can have caffeine before you go to bed with no repercussions? It's not happening, is it? Here's the thing. Yes, subjectively, you may believe that you fall asleep and stay asleep. However, the truth is very different, because we absolutely categorically know that when you consume caffeine too late into the day, i.e., I can have a coffee before I go to sleep and it doesn't affect me, i.e., you are not, categorically, you are not getting the required amount of the deep phase of sleep. This is something, actually, that I go into in great detail on my world-class Sleep Advantage coaching program. If, and this is no pressure, I'm not telling you what to do, if you think that maybe I could kind of give you a little bit more of a hand, the link's downstairs. Find it, click it, and if you join, no pressure, I will welcome you into the group with open arms. Anyway, what happens when you consume too much caffeine? You don't go into the deep phase of sleep. It's the deep phase of sleep which is responsible for physical regeneration, for physical repair. It's probably why you feel fucked all of the time, because you're not getting the deep phases of sleep. Therefore, caffeine later into the day is affecting your sleep and is hindering your gains, shall we say. It's stopping you progress, it's stopping you be the person that you want to be, because you're not getting the right amount of deep phase sleep. My advice to you, number one, and this is the tough one, be honest with yourself. Be 100% honest. Look at how much caffeine you're consuming and make a decision that you are going to dramatically reduce it. I suggest caffeine has a quarter life, which means that after a certain amount of time, in this case 10 to 12 hours, a quarter of the caffeine that you consume is still having the effect on the adenosine in the brain. It's still hindering your sleepiness, shall we say. Let's put it into perspective. You have 4 cups of coffee between like 9 and 10, between 8 and 10. You've still got about 1 cup of coffee's worth floating around your brain at about 10 o'clock that night. That's quite an easy way that kind of people can relate to it if we do it in cups of coffee volume instead of milligrams of caffeine, because let's be honest, the majority of people have absolutely no idea how much caffeine is in 1 cup of coffee. So give yourself a hard cut-off time. For me personally, I don't have caffeine after 9 a.m. Pretty much everybody watching this now is just gone, I can't not have coffee after 9. That's a belief, that's a story that you tell yourself. Give yourself a cut-off time. If you're new to this, if you're new to the whole kind of caffeine awareness, I would say probably midday, knock the coffee on the head. You don't need it later on into the day. That's the story that you tell yourself. Be honest with yourself, give yourself a cut-off time, and the third piece of advice I'm going to give you, this is going to make you absolutely lose your mind. You do not need caffeine for the first 90 minutes of your day. I'm going to leave it there because that's going to be the focus of my next video, which I really, really, really hope you join me for. Hopefully, you've got something out of today's video. Hopefully, it's kind of made you think a little tiny bit. Maybe you can relate to it. Maybe things are resonating with you. Maybe you're thinking, oh my God, that's why I'm always fucked. I think I'm getting all the sleep, but I'm always fucked. So if we're going to look at things rationally, I'm not getting enough sleep. That's the aim of every single video that I put out on YouTube. Have a beautiful day.